next session of green building course. So in this session we will talk about the rating system, and we have been started with green building rating system from the last session. See, in the last session we have been introduced or we have been learned, so what exactly is the rating system, or how we need to go with the rating system, and what are all the categories, and we are going to discuss, that is water efficiency, energy efficiency, waste management, ecology, all those things. Am I right? So these things we have been discussed, and also what are the principles we need to consider or we need to look into while doing the green building assessment or rating. Okay, so that also we have been discussed. Okay, so with this brief idea about what exactly is green building rating and the principles and so on. So in this particular session, now let us get into the various green building rating systems available. Is it right? Okay, so that is various or different types of rating systems. So various rating systems. Okay. So the first system is BREEAM. The first system is BREEAM. So the BREEAM means Building Research Establishment Environment Assessment methods. So this is the first type of assessment I am going to follow. Next is the very widely used assessment system in the green building, that is LEED. Okay, LEED means Leadership in Energy and Environment Design. Leadership in Energy and Environment Design. So this is the second rating system we are going to follow. Next is Green Star. Green Star. So this is the one more rating system we are going to follow. Next is, see, these systems are globally used in green building rating system. So particularly if I come to the Indian context, the rating system used is IGBC, that is Indian Green Building Council. Indian Green Building Council. So this is the popularly used assessment method which is used in India, and so many strategies and categories have been derived from this LEED. Is it clear? Okay. The next is Gruha. So this is the one more assessment which is widely used, that is green rating for integrated habitat assessment. Integrated habitat assessment. So these are the systems, okay, we are going to discuss. The first one is start with BREEAM, that is Building Research Establishment Environment Assessment Methods. And the next one is LEED, very popularly used in the globally, So throughout the world, this is the popularly used in most of the countries. Leadership in energy and environment design, that is the second rating system. And the third rating system is Green Star. Green Star, this is the one more rating system which is used in green building in some of the countries, typical countries. So these three are used globally. And coming to the Indian context, okay, so the widely used green building rating system is Indian Green Building Council, that is IGBC, Indian Green Building Council. And apart from this, the one more rating system we are going to use is Green Rating for Integrated Habitat Assessment. Okay, Green Rating for Integrated Habitat Assessment. So these are the five rating system. Okay, I am going to discuss. Okay, so in this particular section we will start one by one. Okay, so what are the things or what are the principles followed by the particular rating system and all. Apart from these five rating system, there will be other rating system which will be used in other countries like CASB. So this is the one of the rating system they have been used in some other country. In Japan also they are going to use some other standards, Japan standards. So that like this, the various countries have been adopted, various rating systems, that is one thing. And the categories, they have been classified or they are going to rate the green buildings based on categories. That also slightly changes from one rating system to another rating system. But in general, all the rating system, they are going to follow the same categories. That is water efficiency, energy efficiency, ecology, environment, waste management, all those things. But they have been bifurcated with respect to their countries so that they can rate the green building. So we will discuss that one by one. What are the rating system or categories? Okay, they are going to follow in the case of BREEAM, LEED, okay, Green Star, IGBC. We will discuss the categories and also the rating system, how they are going to rate the green building and all. Is it clear? So these are the rating systems. Okay. So now let us discuss one by one, okay, what are all the things about the rating system. So we will start with the first one. The first rating system which I am going to discuss now is, the first rating system is, let me start with BREEAM. Let me start with BREEAM. Okay. So this BREEAM was launched in 1990 by BRE. Okay. BRE means, as I stated, Building Research Establishment has launched this rating system. Building Research Establishment has launched this rating system, that is BREEAM, in 1990. They have been adopted this. Okay. And this BREEAM is a world leading multidisciplinary okay, it is a world leading and a multidisciplinary building science organization. So this BREEAM. Okay, world leading multidisciplinary building science organization, this BREEAM. And this is popularly used. That means this BREEAM is used in various countries. Almost I can say 93 countries will follow this BREEAM rating system. So in particular, the popularly used countries I can say is UK, that is United Kingdom, okay, European Union, okay, and other Middle East countries, okay, they have been using this rating system. Okay, so 93 countries have been adopted this BREEAM rating system. So popularly used is UK, UA and other territories. Okay, and almost I can say this BREEAM have rated sorry, okay, almost I can say it has rated 26,200 projects. So this is the projects they have been rated till today, that is from 1990. Okay, they have been started with evaluation or rating the building. Okay, and they have been rated 23,26,200 projects. Almost I can say they have been certified 5,65,000 plus certification. Okay, so this is the amount of certification they have been done. This is the amount of certification they have been done. Is it clear? Next, what exactly this BREEAM does? It aims to, what is the aim of the BREEAM? It aims to, okay, deliver sustainable solution. It aims to deliver sustainable solutions and encourage a holistic approach okay, to sustainability, or I can say sustainable environment. Okay, it aims to deliver sustainable solution. That means the BREEAM provides the sustainable solution, that means which encourages the holistic approach to sustainability. That means I want to create a sustainable environment. When I create a sustainable environment in the building, automatically I can attain the green building concepts. In turn, I can rate the or certify the green building in a better manner. Is it clear? So this is a brief introduction about the BREEAM. Now let us look at, okay, the categories they are going to rate it. Is it clear? And the different certification levels. So let me go with the table. So they are going to classify all the system. I am going to standardize type of standards, standards, or I can say certifications, or rating system. Okay, so this is the one table. Okay. Next, categories. This is very, very important. So what are all the categories, or I can say the criteria which have been discussed in the last session, multi-criteria assessment or single attributes, or I can say attributes, categories. Is it clear? Or various levels. Okay. So what are the categories I am going to look in order to certify the green building? Next, certification levels. So what are the various certification levels? Okay, so usually the type of standards, or I can say the certification or rating systems we are going to do is new constructions. We are going to pick up the new constructions, new communities, the communities, okay, communities, in-use building, eco-ohms, retails, okay, retails, okay, then codes, education, healthcare, officers, even prisons also. That means I can say the jail. Okay, whatever the prisons they are going to imprison. Okay, so that is the jails also they are going to do the assessment. Or that means what I am trying to say here is everywhere we are looking into the concept of sustainable environment. That means we are going to look forward for or creating a sustainable environment. So in that perspective, so the various levels we are going to look. Okay. Next. So these are the things I am going to look in order to rate the green buildings. So next thing is categories. Starting with energy and water efficiency. This is the first attribute which I am going to look. Okay, energy and water efficiency. Next, internal environment. The very simple principle we are going to follow here is better the internal environment, better for the occupants. Okay, better the internal environment inside the building. Okay, better is for the occupants. That means they can feel comfortable. Okay, comfortable means need not to switch on the fan, need not to switch on the light and all. So they can feel it comfortably inside the room. That's what internal environment. How exactly the internal environment inside the buildings. Okay. Next, health and well-being. Health and well-being. Next, pollution in terms, that is whether the building is creating a pollution. Next, transport, that is also one of the criteria. Next, materials. So this is a very important thing we need to look into. That is, whatever the materials we are going to use in order to construct the building, that plays a very, very important role, because better the material, that means if you use eco-friendly, as I stated in the last session, if we going with respect to the eco-friendly material, it will create the sustainable environment. In turn, we can attain the green building concepts in the buildings. Is it clear? Next, waste, ecology, waste, ecology, okay, ecology I can say, and land use. So in the last class I also stated, that means how exactly you are going to create the boundary for the building. Whether you are going to, for example, if there is any tree on the periphery of the buildings, so that will try to protect the, what I can say, the heat inside the building, so that you can feel comfort inside the building. Okay, and how exactly you have been oriented the building, that means the plan. So that is what ecology and land use. Okay, so these are all the various categories I am going to look with respect to these buildings. That is whether new constructions happening, the communities in the in-use building, that means the buildings that will be used, eco-homes, retails, courts, education, healthcare. So in all these buildings, I am going to look these categories. Did you get my point? If all these categories met, then the certification level will be better. If they are going to meet certain standards, automatically the certification level also will keep on reducing. Is it clear? So the certification level they are going to start is, the very basic level is pass. So they are going to certify with a just, okay, if you go into, okay, attain the criteria of some categories, then you are going to certify with pass level. Okay. Next, if something better then I will go with good. The certification level will be good. Then if some improvement can be seen, then I can say very good. Then the certification level will be very good. Okay. Next, if still something better, if you are going to see, then excellent. Then excellent. If something better, then outstanding. So these are the various certification levels, okay, I am going to provide with respect to BREEAM to this building with respect to these categories. Did you get my point? Okay. So with respect to these categories, okay, I am going to certify this building with this certification level in terms of BREEAM. So BRE is the agency that have been developed this table globally, okay, that is Building Research Organization, that is. So this particular organization, they have been developed like this. Sometimes they are also going to, okay, star in certification level like 1 star, 2 star, okay, 3 star, something like this, 4 stars and 5 stars. So like this they are going to certify the building. So like this they are going to certify the buildings, okay, based on the BREEAM certification level. Hope the categories, the certification level and what are all the, okay, things I am going to certify, it has been clear. So this is about the BREEAM. Is it clear? Next, we will move on to the next rating system. The next rating system. The next rating system is LEED. The next rating system is LEED. So this is the second, what I can say, rating system very widely used globally. Globally, many of the countries will follow. Even India used to follow this LEED. Okay, they have been modified certain things. Okay, and they have been using this rating system. That is leadership in energy and environment design. That is what LEED. Leadership in energy and environment design. So this was established in 2000 by USGBC, that is United States Green Building Council. United States Green Building Council. So United States Green Building Council has developed these standards, okay, or I can say the LEED. Okay, so this USGBC has developed these rating systems, okay, that LEED, okay, US Green Building Council. Next, so actually this will, what exactly this USGBC does? This USGBC, okay, rate design and construction practices, okay, that continues to define the green buildings. That continues to define green building. Okay. So this LEED, okay, developed by USGBC, they used to rate design and construction practices that continues to define green building. That means how exactly they have been done the design of buildings, that will meet the sustainable environment in order to certify as green building. How exactly the construction practices they have been followed or adopted in order to create the, once again, the sustainable environment to meet the green buildings. Is it clear? So this is the way, okay, where USGBC or LEED follows or does. Next, this particular LEED majorly used in, okay, USA. In particular, this used majorly in North America. Okay, so USA, okay, they have developed this LEED, okay, with respect to the US Green Building Council, and almost I can say 150 countries have been adopted this LEED, even including India, I can say, including India. India also have been derived this LEED certification, and whatever the IGBC which I am going to discuss next, okay, all those certified systems or rating system have been derived from the LEED, which was developed by I can say USGBC, that is US Green Building Council. Okay, so 150 countries they used to follow. All I can say, they have been done, okay, practically I can say 1,10,000 projects. 1,10,000 projects. Almost I can say 1,10,000 projects they have been certified with this LEED certification, especially by USGBC. Is it clear? And one more important thing I can state here is, from the latest research I can say that almost $130 million have been kept by USGBC or USA for this LEED certification. Okay, in the budgetary, okay, the $130 million they have been kept for, okay, this LEED certification. That means nowadays everyone are looking with the perspective of this, okay, the how to reduce this global warming, how to reduce these carbon emission issues. So everyone is going with the carbon footprint. Everyone is going with a carbon footprint. So with this carbon footprint, or what I can say, the global warming reduction perspective, how I need to go with my design practices, how I need to go with my construction practices as per the LEED certification. So it is a very thing, a prestigious thing I can say. It is a prestigious thing for a building to get reward from the government. Is it clear? Okay. So this is a small introduction about the LEED which have been discussed. So now once again let us go with the same thing. What are the type of standards or certification or rating system followed by the US Green Building Council, or I can say the LEED. Okay, and also the various attributes or the categories and the certification level with respect to the LEEDs. So now once again they are going to what have been stated in the earlier class, okay, that is one and the same, I think in this session also. The rating system, the categories, everything almost in general same, but they have been classified with respect to their rating system. That means little modification they have been done. Okay, see for example, here also the same thing, new construction, one and the same. Okay, earlier in the BREEAM they used to call it as unused, or I can say used buildings. Okay, now they are going to call it as existing building. A slight modification, that's it. A slight modification, existing building. New construction and already constructed building. But in BREEAM they were using a terminology called in-use building. That's what the modification. But the meaning are one and the same. Next, commercials, buildings I can say. Okay. Or I can say commercial interiors, schools, one and the same. Here also retails. Okay. Next, healthcare, same thing. Retails, healthcare, homes. Instead of residential building, they used to call it as homes. Neighborhood, that also counts here. How exactly have been created neighborhood? And actually in existing building, okay, we are going to check. The main thing is operation and maintenance. Is it clear? So type of standards in this category, LEED has been okay classified into new construction, existing building, that is with operation and maintenance, commercial okay interiors, or I can say the buildings, schools, retails, healthcare, homes and neighborhood. So these are the various standards, or I can say the certification or rating system, okay, that will be followed by the LEED. Next, coming to the categories, or I can say attributes, or I can say the levels, or I can say categories which I am going to do the certification. So categories are, the first thing is sustainable sites. Sustainable sites. Whether my boundary which I am going to construct the building is sustainable or not. That is the first perspective or category which I am going to look in order to do the certification as per the LEED certification. Sustainable sites. So that's what I have been stated in the session 1 also, that is planning. In the planning stage, from the inception itself, we need to create the sustainable environment in the planning stage. That is what sustainable sites category which I am going to look in the LEED certification. Okay, when I am going to do the assessment, when I am going to start the assessment, from the plan itself, how exactly you have been created the, okay, or constructed the building with respect to the sustainable sites, that I am going to look. The second category is the same, that is water efficiency. Water efficiency. So there in the BREEAM, they have been combined the water and energy. Here they have been discretized the water separate and energy separate. Here they are going to call, I think, energy separate, that is water efficiency separate, energy and atmosphere. A slight modification. Energy and atmosphere. This is the third category. Next, materials and resources. Very important. I think in the BREEAM also have been stated. What are the different types of material or eco-friendly material I am using? Whether I am using the carbon rated materials. For example, concrete, cement. If I use a more amount of cement, okay, ordinary Portland cement, if I use a more amount of concrete, then automatically the carbon level will be more. Because the concrete has got a more carbon, the cement has got a more carbon, so automatically, okay, the energy level will be, or I can say, whatever the, energy level will be bring down. Is it clear? So material wise also we need to be very, okay, what I can say, conscious about this material. What exactly the material is using, okay, which methodology are using, okay, all this. For example, instead of using the concrete blocks or bricks, I think in module number 2 you people have been read. The very eco-friendly material is stabilized mud blocks. But people don't have a confidence to use. We need to create an, okay, or we need to create an awareness amongst the people that this is the so-and-so situations. So we need to go ahead with. So if you go with this perspective, then only we can attain the sustainable environment or we can reduce the global warming. Otherwise, it is very tough to live. I hope you have been observed these days because of this majority climatic changes are happening, the climatic changes. I think in newspapers, they are written, okay, the more amount of climatic changes or variations. In winter season, you will feel the summer. In summer season, you will be feeling the rainy season. These climatic variations are happening because of this global warming. This global warming is due to enormous liberation of carbon to the atmosphere, deforestation, okay, all these things. Okay, with this context we need to look or modify the perspective, okay, of our thoughts and go with creating the sustainable environment. Is it clear? Next. So after materials and resources, indoor environment quality. Indoor environment quality. So there also it was there with a different category, that's it. Internal environment, or now it is indoor environment quality. Okay, so that's what you need to accommodate good fresh air inside the building, okay, good sunlight inside the building. So then only it will be very good for health of a human being and also regarding his comfortness. Okay, our ancestor also used to say when the sunlight and air, fresh air falls on us, so automatically the health, okay, of a human being or wellness of a human being will be very good. So with that perspective, we need to look into that indoor environmental quality. Is it clear? Next, awareness and education. So this is the another thing. So how aware of this, okay, creating the sustainable environment, okay, awareness and education. Are you aware of these green building aspects or concepts? Are you educated enough to go ahead with these green concepts? So that is what the another criteria. I think this was not there in the BREEAM, but LEED used to follow this. Okay, so creating awareness and educating also is one of the, how they have been educated. That means something like an oral examination to the people they have been constructed. That means if I am a certified fellow, comes from the LEED, okay, and I am going to ask a question to the particular person with which they have been constructed with the organization, so that, okay, how exactly or what are the materials you have been used, are you educated or not, are you aware of these things or not. So that is what awareness and education. Okay. Next, innovative design. Innovative design. So what innovative design you have been adopted? What innovative design you have been adopted in your building so that it has attained the green building aspects? Okay, so what is the innovative things you have been done inside the buildings? Okay, that means, for example, something like what I can say is waste management. You have been accommodated with waste management so that the waste cannot deposit inside the building or periphery of the building. How you have been manipulated your building, or how you have been modified with these things. So that is what innovative design. So with using a lesser energy, okay, what is the maximum output you are getting? So that is what something like innovative design. Okay. Next, regional priority. That is the one more category which I am going to look, okay, in the LEEDs. Okay. So these are the various categories I am going to look. Okay. Next, coming to the certification level. So the first thing is, if I attained a point of 40 to 49 points, if I get a points of 40 to 49, okay, then I can say the building is certified. Certified the building with green building. If I attain 40 to 49 points out of 100, then I can say the building is certified. This is the first basic certification level, just like a pass which was there in the BREEAM. Next, if I attain 50 to 59 points, then I will get silver. Then if I get 60 to, I can say almost 79 points. 60 to 79 points, then I can say I have been attained gold. 60 to 79 points, gold. If the points is more than 80, then I can say the certification level will be platinum. So this is the usual rating system, even followed in India also, the rating system. Silver rating system, gold rating system, okay, platinum rating system, like this. Okay, so these are the various certification level. The lead is going to certify to this, okay, the standards, or I can say the certification or systems, okay, based on these categories, based on these categories. Okay, hope you understood what exactly, okay, this, the categories, the type of standards, the certification levels. Even in India, that is IGBC also almost I can say follow the same certification level, which I am going to discuss in the next. Did you get my point? Hope the concept has been cleared in the lead, okay, that is leadership, energy and environment design. Okay. So we'll move on to the next certification level or rating system. The next is Green Star. Green Star. So this is the next level, Green Star. Okay. So this was developed by, once again, was developed by Green Building of South Africa. So in South African country, they used to follow this. In South Africa, or I can say in African countries, they used to follow this. Okay, and this South African green building usually follow on, that is based on Australian Green Building Council. Australian Green Building Council. Okay, so it was developed by Green Building of South Africa and is based on Australian Green Building Council. So these tools used to provide, that is SGBC tools, that means the standards or methods used to provide, okay, they used to provide, okay, the property industries, okay, the property industries, what I can say, with an objective of measurement for green buildings. That means they are going to talk with respect to the property industries with an objective of measurement of green buildings that will correlate with respect to the industry standards. Did you get my point? So this is about the, what I can say, the Green Star. Now come to the type of standards, or I can say the certifications. Okay. So we will start with the first thing. Here the slide changes. They will start with design and build environment. Design and built environment. So this is the first standard, type of standard, where this Green Star developed by Africa. African countries means what I can say here is South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, all these African countries almost I can say they will follow this Green Star certifications to certify the green buildings. Is it clear? So this is the first one. The next thing is legacy rating tools. Legacy rating tools, that's what I've been told here. The tools to provide priority to the industries, or I can say the property industries. Okay. So that is education, same thing, healthcare, schools, offices, homes. Education, okay, once again the, what I can say, healthcare, residential offices, all those things. School and all were the same, education, sorry. Okay, education, healthcare, offices, schools, okay, all those things. So these are the two type of standards. They have been classified into very simple standards. One is how exactly the building has been designed and built in creating with a sustainable environment. Next, legacy rating tools with respect to the property standards, education, health, okay, healthcare, offices, homes, etc. Okay. So now coming to the categories. Now coming to the categories. Coming to the categories are, the first thing is management. So they have been generalized. They have been not said waste management, water management or energy, something like that. Generalized management. Okay. So that means management of water and energy, both the things. Is it clear? Next, indoor environmental quality, the one and the same. Indoor environmental quality, so which we have been discussed in the lead also, the same thing will be followed here also. Next, energy. Now energy, they have been, I think they have been separately categorized. Here the water management and waste management, and energy is separate. Okay, energy efficiency or energy. Next, transport. Okay, materials, transport, okay, materials, land use and ecology, land use and ecology, emissions, okay, innovation, here also innovation will come. What innovation you have been followed in the green building? Okay, governance design. So all these are the various categories which I am going to look with respect to the Green Star. Okay, now coming to the certification levels. The certification levels are very simple, very simple. The certification levels are 4-star. Okay, that is the basic level certification given by Green Star. So that's why the name star. Okay, next 5-star green building, next level. The next is 6-star. So these are the various levels of certification, okay, followed by the Green Star in order to certify, okay, these type of standards with respect to these categories: waste management, indoor environmental quality, energy, water, transport, materials, land use ecology, emissions, innovations and all. Did you get my point? So these are all the various strategies, okay, or categories I am going to look with respect to this education building, healthcare, that is hospitals, offices, residential buildings or whatever it may be, with respect to these categories. If these categories, okay, abide by these buildings, if all these category, then I am going to certify it with 6-star. If something is missing, 5-star. Okay, so many things are missing, I will go with the 4-star, depending upon the certification levels. Is it clear? Okay, so this is about the, okay, the certification system that will be followed with respect to the Green Star, which was developed in okay, the South Africa Green Building Council, which was based on Australian Green Building Council. I think it will be followed by New Zealand also, most of the African countries. Is it clear? So hope the concept has been clear. So these are the 3 rating system that will be followed globally. Okay, so today I have been discussed, or in this session I have been discussed. First one I will be starting with the, okay, the BREEAM certification, which was popularly followed in UK, European Union and so many countries. Later on I have been moved with the LEED, which will be popularly used throughout the world, or globally I can say even the India. The LEED certification, which was developed by USGBC, and the third one is Green Star, which was developed by South Africa. Okay, so these are the 3 rating system that will be followed, okay, by the various countries. Apart from this, I think I have been also told that is CASB, that is one of the standards that will be followed by I think Canada countries. okay, and Japan standards are there, okay. Like this, the various countries used to modify their type of standards depending upon their perspectives or buildings, and also the categories levels and their certification levels. But in general if I talk, if I look into the green building, that is water efficiency, okay, how exactly you use the land, the material, the resources, the water, waste management, everything. Okay, everything in general it is same, but we have been designated in a different way, that's it. Did you get my point? Okay, so but that CASP standards, Japan standards, all those things standards which we are not going to discuss in this particular session because of this concised module, okay. In the next session, I am going to talk with respect to the rating system with respect to the India. With respect to the Indian context, in the next session I am going to talk because where you can be a certified green building consultant also, you can be. How exactly you can be, that also I am going to tell you in the next session. Hope this particular session have clarified the concept which have been discussed in the session 1. I used to say that the different rating system. So that different rating system, these are the 3 different rating system that will be followed in the various countries. In the next session, I am going to talk about the rating system which will be followed in India with respect to Indian context. Is it clear? Hope the session has clarified you and made you to understand the concepts. Thank you very much for listening.